Every year in schools across country, the same conversation happens. A good teacher walks into the principal's office, sits down, and says, "Ma'am, I have been offered a position at another school and I have decided to accept it." And the principal is shocked because this teacher, she was never a problem, never complained, never came late, never caused a scene. She was the one everyone depended on. And now she is leaving for a competitor school, sometimes down the same road. And the first question every principal asks in that moment: did they offer her more salary? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But here is what I have actually seen the pattern the inside schools. Money is almost never the real reason. It is the excuse. The real reason started months ago. And today I'm going to tell you exactly what that reason is. Because if you are a principal or school owner, this video might save you from losing your best teacher this session. So let us start with the most common assumption. She left for more money. And yes, sometimes that is part of it. But what the research shows and what I have seen the pattern which actually confirms a teacher who feels valued, who feels seen, who feels that her work matters will not leave for a 10% salary increase at a competitor school. Because changing schools is not easy. New environment, new colleagues, new students, new systems, new politics, new challenges. Nobody does that for a small raise of 10, 15%. They do it because something at the current school pushed them away. And the money at the new school was just enough justification to finally go. I have seen this pattern so many times. A teacher gets a call from a competitor school, better offer, she thinks about it for a day and then says no. Same teacher, 6 months later, gets another call, same kind of offer. This time she says yes. Now, what changed in these 6 months? Not the offer. The offer was similar. What changed is what happened inside her school in those 6 months. Something shifted, something broke, something made her think, this place no longer deserves my best. And when a teacher thinks that, the next offer that comes, she takes because she was already ready to go. So, if it is not money, what is it really? In my experience, it comes down to five real reasons. And I want every educator to listen to each one carefully. Number one, the competitor school made her feel valued. Yours did not. When she went for the interaction, for the interview at the other school, the principal spent 45 minutes with her, asked her about her teaching philosophy, asked about her proudest classroom moment, asked about kind of support she needs to do her best work. She walked out of that office, that interview, feeling they actually want me. They actually see me. And she thought, in my current school, when was the last time anyone asked me any of those questions? That contrast is devastating because it is not that the competitor school is extraordinary. It is that your school made her feel ordinary. Number two, she joined your school full of energy. She learned, she grew, she improved. Then nothing. Same role, same responsibility, same classroom, same everything. Year after year, no new challenge, no additional responsibility, no conversation about where she is headed, no sense that everyone has a plan for her future in this school. And the competitor school offered her HOD, head of department, not a huge jump, but a title or responsibility, a signal that someone sees her potential. And she thought, my current school has never once talked about me, about my future here. And she left. Now, reason number three, the culture became toxic and leadership did nothing about it. Somewhere along the way, the staff room changed. Negativity crept in. Gossip became normal. A few difficult colleagues started dominating the energy. She tried to stay positive. She tried to focus on her students. She tried to rise above it. But nobody in leadership addressed it. The principal saw it, the coordinator knew about it, everyone knew about it. And nobody did anything. And slowly, coming to work every day started feeling heavy. And the competitor school seemed lighter, fresher, newer. So she went. Not because the other school is perfect, because yours had become exhausting. Now, reason number four, she was not trusted. Every decision she made was second guessed. Every method she tried had to be proved. Every parent interaction had to be supervised. She is an experienced professional with years of classroom expertise, and she was being treated like a trainee. She did not need hand holding now, she needed trust. And the competitor school, in their interview, said these words to her: we trust our teachers to make decisions in their classrooms. 8 words, and she chose them. Reason number five, the last straw. There is always a last straw. A specific incident that by itself seems small, but it lands on top of everything else that has been building. Maybe the principal dismissed her idea in front of colleagues. Maybe she was denied a day of leave for her family emergency, and a newer teacher was given the same leave the next week. Maybe her name was left out of a recognition moment that she deserved to be part of. It seemed small, seemingly insignificant, but it was the moment she picked up her phone and called back the competitor school. One incident on top of months of accumulated disappointment. That is how you lose a good teacher. Now, I do not want you to think that competitor schools are magical places. They are not. They have their own problems, their own politics, their own dysfunction. But they do a few things in the hiring and retention process that most schools completely ignore. They make teachers feel chosen. The interview process at a good competitor school feels like a courtship, not an interrogation. They tell the teacher, here is why we want you specifically, here is what we see in you, here is what we are building, and here is the role we see you playing in it. So, most schools interview teachers like they are filling a vacancy. The best schools interview teachers like they are recruiting a partner. They have visible culture. When a teacher walks into a competitor school for an interview, she can feel something. The corridors are calm, the staff she meets are positive, the principal speaks about the school with genuine pride. That feeling is culture. And culture is not accidental, it is built deliberately over time. They have a retention conversation. The best schools have an annual conversation with every teacher. Where are you? How are you feeling about your role? What do you need to grow? What would make next year better than this year? Most schools only talk to teachers when there is a problem. The best schools talk to teachers before there is one. So, what can you actually do starting this week to stop losing your best teachers to competitors? Number one, have a retention conversation now, not in March, not during appraisal. Now in July, at the beginning of the session. Sit with each of your key teachers one on one and ask three questions. How are you feeling about your role in this year? What would make this your best year here? Is there anything you need from me that you are not getting? And then listen. Really listen. Now, number two, create visible growth path. Every good teacher in your school should know what is the next step for me here. HOD, senior teacher, mentor, academic coordinator, leadership track. It does not have to happen immediately, but it has to be visible. A teacher who can see her future in your school does not go looking for one elsewhere. Number three, address culture problems now. If your staff room is toxic, you know it. Do not wait for it to sort itself out. It will not. Address it directly, fairly, immediately. Because your best teachers, the ones with options, will leave a toxic culture before your difficult ones do. And number four, trust publicly. The next time a teacher makes a good decision, say so in front of others. The next time a parent questions a teacher's method, stand beside your teacher first, investigate after. Public trust builds loyalty that no salary can buy. Number five, notice before they do. Do not wait for the resignation letter. Look for the signs, the quietness, the withdrawal, the slight dimming of energy. And when you see it, go to that teacher before she goes to a competitor. I want to leave you with one thought. Your best teacher right now is being approached by other schools. Maybe not today, maybe not this month, but she will be. And when that call comes, the decision she makes will not be made in that moment. It will be made based on everything that has happened in your school in the months before that call. Every time you noticed her or did not. Every time you stood beside her or you did not. Every time you invested in her growth or did not. All of that is already happening. The question is, what is it adding up to? And I am here because good teachers deserve schools worthy of them. And good schools deserve to keep them. See you in the next video. Take care.